everybody, what's going on? I'm Paper Ape. Welcome to the 11th episode of Sweep or Sell. For those of you guys who don't know what this is, we just go look at the top 10 projects on OpenSea based on volume. We look at their current prices, choose whether or not we want to sweep or sell these things. And then Kaizen, Ty, and I, we meet every week. We discuss our picks and see how we all did. So appreciate everybody for joining today. Let me introduce the other guests I just mentioned. Kaizen, how are we doing today?
Hey, I'm doing really good, man. Woke up early this morning at about 5:15. Went and did jiu-jitsu for the first time in a long time, and I'm sore, man. I'm tired, but I feel like I can still make some really good picks today.
Hell yeah, you got the blood flowing. That's probably going to be good for the thinking for our episode today.
We'll see.
Ty, how are you doing?
Hey, GM fellas, I'm doing pretty good. Happy Monday. Glad to hear you got the jiu-jitsu session in, Kaizen. That's awesome, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, Ty, you got a hangover from that Packers loss?
Bro, too early. Come on. not only did the Packers get fucking dragged yesterday, but I went down in fantasy. It was a double whammy. It was a tough one. Yep. So I'm focused on being a degen today and trying to, recoup my losses through profits. How about that?
That's it, man. Yeah, the Cowboys, we can't really say much. Paper and I are both Cowboys fans. I've got Man, I didn't even watch much, man. They put up 3 points last night, so.
Yeah, it was nasty. It was disgusting to watch. I mean that in the worst way. Like, our season is already fucked.
Yeah, it sounds like it's over.
Yeah, I mean Dak, he's got to get surgery, so he's already going to be out for I don't even know how many weeks. But he's getting hand surgery, so I'm just glad I didn't draft anybody from the Cowboys team.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, I drafted Dak, so that's where I'm at, man. I got my
you had a couple injuries over there.
Yeah, we're not looking too good. The Kaizen team is in trouble.
Well, hopefully we can catch some dubs today, since it wasn't happening for I don't think any of us this weekend in fantasy.
No.
I'm gonna chalk this one up to management. I got a heck of a team, and hats off to my team for going out there and giving it their all this week. And this one is on me. Let me just say that as a coach, this one isn't on the players. This is on me. I made some bad moves. I put up a donut. Akers decided he forgot to show up, but then I left 23 points on the bench with Kareem Hunt. So. Couple tweaks here and there. I got a feeling it's going to be me and chemotherapy in the championship. I'm just calling it now.
You must have forgot that you're playing with the league that's got Paper Ape in it.
What was that, week 6, week 4? Couldn't come fast enough.
Yeah, week 6 is going to get interesting. I actually play Kaizen next week, so I'm excited for that now that his quarterback's down.
There it is.
Man, even when I had a healthy quarterback, my team really isn't looking as good as I thought it was going to be on draft night. So, and hey guys, don't sleep on Bambino. He's got 133 points. I mean, that's a pretty solid showing. So, I mean, he's a guy that beat me this week.
Yeah, Bambino showed out.
Max, 144 points. I mean, yeah, those guys are looking pretty good.
Max showed out. Whoever's got Justin Jefferson, I mean, you're in for a good year. He torched us so bad yesterday.
I think T's got Justin Jefferson. Tish might actually show up in the stream at some point today. I know he's always watching.
Well, if T's got Justin Jefferson and only got 125 points, I'm questioning the rest of T's team. But
I mean, he did auto draft.
He's like a third of his points, right?
Yeah, right. He's got to be. I didn't check, but he went off.
Wow.
Yeah, Jefferson definitely carrying that team.
Yeah, look at how many single digits. That's a record.
That looks like, a lot like my day minus the 40 points from one guy.
Oh.
So, but, man, hey, Ty, you said you left some points on the bench and you took ownership of that. That's great, man. I didn't leave any points on the bench, and I still am putting up like 80. So Props to you, man.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear. Hey, it's a long season. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
You're right.
Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, week 1 is for learning. So,
That's
Learning.
right.
Yeah,
Week 1 is
we
a
got
toss
rugged
up.
on some players, but it's okay. It's a learning experience. We're gonna bounce back, recover
These
from
are the
here.
facts. These are
Bro,
the facts.
my team is building. Yeah, it's still the building process. I'm doing
Builders.
my hands. Yeah, I got the builder hands. Like I'll be back.
I believe you. I have faith in you and your team.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, by this time next week, it might be a completely different story. But on the flip side, Kaizen, you won sweep or sell last week. You got 8 out of 10 right. Ty and I both tied, and we got 7 out of 10 right on these. So everything from last week that we looked at was down, except for the ABCs, which were up 63.5 Sol, which is about almost an ETH.
Damn. Yeah, the
But
ABCs did pump for sure. And those Semejis tanked. Yeah, they did.
yeah, luckily it wasn't too bad of a loss for you on that one. 0.2. I took an L on the Clone X. I said sweep those at 6.09. They're sitting at 5.65 right now. And yeah, last week was just not a good time to go in on any NFTs, really. Like you could
No.
blindly fire and then just get lucky with the ABCs, but anything else that you're just taking a gamble on is going to result in an L.
Yeah, so it looks like the 999 Club had a pretty good pullback. Is that negative 4.8?
Yep.
Whoa.
So that's the first time after the past few weeks that we've actually seen a pullback from the 999 Club. Of course, it's the week where we all decide to sweep it. So,
Yep.
I think it could be close to the top time.
Close to the top.
Yeah, and we'll probably get into them some more. I think they're number 3 on weekly volume. So one of the things that I want to change for this week and just moving forward with sweeper cells, I think we should do it by the 7-day volume. So we get less random rugs and just small mints that pop up one day and then they're gone the next. I think the 7-day will give us a more consistent, just a more consistent group of projects to track. How do y'all feel about that?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's try it.
Sweet. All right. So I already looked at the 7 days, like the past week's top volume stuff. We got Utes at number 1, the mint tubes. ABC is back up there at number 2 again, so we're gonna have to look at them. ENS, other side, Bored Apes. It's a lot of the stuff that we know is at least legit. So I'm kind of excited to look at these on a more weekly basis instead of focusing on some of these smaller projects that don't really make that much of a wave in the space. So we can go ahead and get it started off right here. The Utes mint tubes right now, floor price 145. I really don't know that much about these. Do either of you guys?
This is the Utes, right? Like this is the thing that's going to reveal, or no? Or is it something different?
Yeah, Kaizen, this is like the mint vial for Clone X, basically, but for Utes. So if you burn this thing, you get your Ute.
That makes sense. So the key question is, when does this reveal, right? Like if it's still another week, man, like I would kind of steer one way. If it reveals this week, I think it's going to dump, like whenever that happens. But does anybody know when this thing? I'm going to look on their Twitter too.
I don't. I feel like it's this week for some reason. Might be totally off. But yeah, that is the key question. I think they're down just a little bit from the hype the other day. I think they were like in the 150s or 60s maybe. I feel like they're holding strong, all things considered. I would imagine a mini run up prior to reveal once that date gets set, or if it is on the way there. So I'll sweep these suckers. Let's do it.
So we got Ty Sweeps living up to the name.
So here's it just says on the pinned tweet on their Twitter, the art reveal will be postponed to an unspecified date in September. So that makes me feel like it's going to be closer to the end of the month. But man, I'm going to sell it. Like just in case, like we talked about this a lot last time. I just feel like whenever this thing reveals, there's going to be a lot of people just trying to cash in and get their profit and get out.
That's legit. Hey, but low key though, this type of mechanism has proven to work prior to, right? With the mint vials. It's Renga with their black box is trending in the similar direction. I called that one right after we had that podcast last week when it was me and you guys talking. I think floor was like 0.7, it's like almost 0.9 now. But yeah, so I do feel good about these things having somewhat of a run up. That chart even kind of looks like it's starting to trend the right direction after the initial hype. So,
okay, Ty, you've convinced me. One thing, I'm going to switch it, man, and this is why, because I was kind of looking at it as the Utes project, right? Like this is a separate collection. This is the mint vial. So as those reveal, like the supply will be lower and people will speculate for rare. So I think you're right, Ty. Thank you for that. I'm going to switch to sweep.
So is there another collection that the actual revealed stuff is?
No, there's nothing revealed yet, homie. But there. Yes,
okay,
there will
gotcha.
be. Yep.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna sell these. So I think the market's not in a good spot right now. I haven't seen as much momentum from the Ute stuff on Twitter. I don't know if I just haven't been looking. I didn't spend that much time on Twitter this weekend. So yeah, I see the D gods also dropping. Like last week they were at 565. Now they're at 389. I think that could also flow over to the Utes. So yeah, it's hard to say, but I think I'm going to go sell on this one. I just don't have enough confidence in the project to take a risk on it.
Wow, drawing the lines in the sand on the first one. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. We're going to war this week.
Wow.
It's going to be a lot of Solana stuff. So number 2, we got ABC. I remember last week we were talking about this, kind of making fun of the art. It seems like that's the meta for a lot of these newer stuff that people miss out on. It's like you see the art, it immediately looks dumb, and then people just pass on it. But who knows? Maybe there is something more under the hood. Did you guys dive into ABC at all over this past week?
Nah, man. Like anything that makes me think that maybe Gary V drew it, like I'm out. Like you're right. Like I'm gonna miss some things because of that. But man, it would be interesting to know if there's something more than just the fact that it's pumping, that people FOMO'd in. Like, are they doing something different? But I'm gonna sell it.
So it does look like there's a snapshot coming.
Snapshot.
People are probably holding for that reason.
Nice.
Snapshots are good. So I did actually dive in just a little bit. So low key, Go Trilla put this out and put this on everybody's radar when those monsters, which I think are selling for like 300 ETH right now, or 100 Sol, or like 100 Sol or more at least. They were like 3. So he's been scooping this. This is the same founder from SOS, the SOS airdrop last fall, 999, I think, right? There's no roadmap. I don't think there's a Discord, and it's all community driven. I think there's a DAO that has already been established. So they've got some interesting community aspects that come from a project like this, or that projects I think strive to get. And somehow, they've done a decent job going about it in a unique way, like with these sub DAOs and stuff. I'm not too sure when that snapshot is, but that could build some hype. And they are coming down from somewhat of a pump, like 3-4 days ago was that big one. So maybe there's a chance they keep going up. Are we out of Sol season? I don't know. I kind of think that's the question here. Let's sweep them. I'm sweeping.
Sweeping. All right. I actually like the idea of sub DAOs. I don't know if any other collection has specifically made it known that, like, hey, we're making DAOs for all these different things. I think it would be cool if the apes had that for the different furs.
Yeah, the Moonbirds had something similar, but it wasn't quite as formal. they were just encouraging all the subgroups to like self-organize. And so what is it? The dead birds, like all the skeleton moonbirds, like they threw a big party during NYC, and like there was, I don't know, like there's multiple subgroups, but it's not as formal as actually creating a formal DAO.
Kaizen, is that the Dead Bird Society?
That is, I think that's a project that they dropped. Like certain, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I saw that come in one of the chats this week. Looked pretty cool. The art was nice.
Yeah, I saw it was a Naib. Naib had scooped one up. I think it was a 0.1 mint, and I was like, man, I was messaging with him. I was like, that's a little pricey, man, like in this market. But I'd be interested to see how those ones did too.
Yeah, they were up a little bit. I don't know what they're at now, but they were definitely above mint price for a minute.
Well, good for him, man. I'm glad. I hope he got a W on that.
That's what's up. Is he in the? Does he have a skeleton moonbird? Is that how that works?
He doesn't, but I think he was just like they were pumping that, I'm sure, in the Discord and stuff. Like you didn't have to have the.
He was on it.
Yeah, he was on it. I can't remember what he has, but
that's what's up.
So does that influence your decision at all on sweeping or selling the ABCs here?
No, I'm selling. I think Ty made the biggest point is the soul season, like that, and we got to thank the gods for that. Like they, in my opinion, they kicked that off, and I think that's why we're at this floor price right now. It's pretty high, but I don't know how long that's going to like sustain. So I'm betting against it.
I am also betting against it. I think Sol's definitely had a nice run, but I think after the merge happens, there's going to be a lot of eyes that shift back onto Ethereum, and there's just going to be more opportunity over there, and might even be some of those people from Sol, cashing out, moving some stuff over to ETH, and then playing around back in the ETH ecosystem. So I'm also going to have to sell on this one.
And man, yeah, in the last couple meetups I've been to with the group, like there was multiple people that are just talking about these soul projects. So I think it's great. I just don't think we're quite there yet for it to be like a long sustained push.
Facts. That's the smart. That's using your brain.
Yeah, and also like this is just a week to week price guess, really, like betting on the prices here. Anything can happen outside of a week from now.
You know what's happening this week?
The merge, right?
Merge, baby.
I think is it Wednesday?
I don't know. It's either Wednesday or Thursday. One of those two for sure. We'll have to get some kind of live stream going during the merge and talk about it, have some people on. I think that would be fun.
2 days, 14 hours.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Even Google has a countdown to the merge.
Yep.
2 days, 14, 16. There we go. All right. But moving on to the third part of Sweeper Cell, the third project we're looking at. Back to the 999 Club. Floor is 29.9. I think it's possible that we could have seen the top here. I've seen so much momentum over the past few weeks and months with the ENS names, and people are finally starting to catch on. People are rushing to even the 5-digit numbers, which, Kaizen, I know you bought one. I think the one you got was insane. Like, I love that purchase. But there's a lot of other 100K clubs that I don't see moving anytime soon. There's just a lot of randomness, and like memorizing 5 numbers when sending somebody an address is much different than 3.
Facts.
So I think these are kind of a blow off top in some ways for people buying, some of these more random numbers. So yeah, I think we might have some pullbacks from the 999s. So I'm gonna have to go and sell this week at 29.9. Anybody else feel the same way as me?
It's a tough one. And let me take a moment to honor the pickup, the 5-digit pickup from Kaizen last week. That
Yeah,
was
thank you guys.
incredible. Shout out, homie. 00420 for the culture. Legendary.
Thank you guys. I was, as you know, Ty, I was working on just a few hours of sleep Thursday into Friday, and I just kept looking at it, and I was like, man, I might not be in the right mind state to make this move, but I said, fuck it for the culture. Let's do it. Let's go. And but I'm happy with it.
It was the best 00 number available and the best 420 available. And like, look, week to week, who knows what this is going to be, but for the culture, this one's going up. We already know that. Like that 42 could sell tomorrow for all we know.
Yeah, it's available. Anybody listening, 42 is a good price. And yeah, man, like there's, the 3 digits 420, then you got 0420, then you got mine. So, I mean, those are pretty strong numbers.
Yep. Can you lease E&S domains?
Man, I have no idea.
You know what I mean? Like that's something to think about too. Like maybe there's a big cannabis company that would love to have that 5-digit as their address. You know what I mean? Take a profit of all sales coming into it. Whew.
I think he's trying to hint about his own.
we can work something out, man. Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. I don't know though. This is tough. Was this 2 weeks in a row down?
This is the first week down. So it went from 34.8 to 30 this past week. Before that, it was 33 to 32, so kind of stagnated a little bit right there. Before that, 25.2 up to 32. So like it's always been in the green since then. Before that, it was 20 to 25.
Yeah.
So we have had a real big price increase.
That's a big run. But I don't know. For some reason, I still think that there's room here. And with the merge and everything, people are going to get excited. I'm going to sweep them.
Sweeps, living up to the name. I love it.
Yeah, this
Guys,
is
how about you here?
Really
I feel like you're a happy medium.
Man, this is a really tough one. This is probably the hardest choice for me this week. I'm going to sweep it too, and maybe a little bit of that is hopium just because I'm kind of involved in that. Just I've got 4-digit and now a lot of 5 digits too. And man, I'm going to be buying the dip on these 5 digits, like, and really just my thesis on it is kind of the zip code angle and just the really cheap renewal. So I think that there is like if the numbers survive, then I think 5 digits will survive. So I'll be buying the dip, man. I think I've got 16 5 digits and I'm going to add to that bag. Like, so I'm happy to see it pull back a little bit, just as long as it doesn't die. But I think that this 3-digit pullback, some people are going to buy this. Like I think especially the 3-digit numbers are legit. Like I don't think they're going anywhere. And I think there's people on the sidelines like that are going to try and pick up a value. And I think that'll pump it back up.
I think that's a good take. I don't think people are going to like rush to sell these, which is the only thing that makes me hesitant about selling this week. So yeah, that is tough. I think also there's opportunity in the actual ENS token. I've been meaning to look. I'm planning on looking more into that this week. And I'm hoping to get Daniel got hits on our Wednesday stream this week to talk ENS domains with him, see what he thinks about all this stuff.
That would be solid.
Hell yeah. So I'm loving it so far. We definitely all got some differing opinions on what's going to happen from a week-to-week standpoint on these things.
Hey, real quick on ENS. What do you guys think about negatives?
I like them, man, especially the 3 and 4 digits. Like those are super clean. I don't know if we'll see negative 5 digits.
Yeah.
But I like, I think you picked one up, Ty, right? The negative, I did. What was the number?
2390.
Okay, 2390. Yeah, that's clean, man.
Yeah, and I thought it was pretty clean.
Do those
How much
have
are like the negative 3 digits?
Yo, the negative 3s are like, I was a little surprised with how much they were. But but I forgot how to like filter smooth for them. Yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, I think those are clean. Like, I like the play.
Ooh, negative 420 is in grace period.
Oh shit.
Might be something to put on a radar if anybody's looking for some new negative names. It's probably going to be so expensive to take over.
Yeah, right.
But it's something to look out for. Yeah, I think the negative stuff, if you can get some small numbers, I think it's cool. I would not go negative 5 digits at all. Just like what you said, Kaizen, I would limit it to 3 or 4. But definitely, it still is risky. But for me, as somebody who missed out on getting in the 999 club, someone who's still on the outside looking in on the 10K club, negatives would be the place that I would go for trying to get in on some cheap stuff that potentially has some decent potential.
I almost feel like negative 3 digits might have a better chance than a 5 digit outside of like dope zip codes.
Yeah, I think there's a few that'll work well, like directional things or like 360, 720, 1080 maybe. Those are all probably pretty expensive. I know we have negative 360 in one of our group chats that we're all in. So shout out to whoever owns that. I can't remember who it is.
Yeah, it's serious.
Yeah, that's clean. And really, yeah, the 5 digit, that's for me, that's a long-term play. Like it's I think it's 0.06 or something right now. Like that's a pretty low price for something that if it hits, like I'm willing to take that chance, because if it hits, then I'll be very happy to have a bag of them. But I mean, totally speculative. I have no idea, but I'm taking that chance.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Now it's Otherdeed time. Sitting at 1.65 today. These have been all over the place. I think on Gym they were down to like 1.5 something earlier. They probably still are lower on other marketplaces.
Damn.
But it seems like whatever pump we got from the VMAs is already on and trending back downward. But we have been getting some new updates from the Improbable team of just new developments they've been working on. So it's been two sides of the spectrum on this. Me personally, I don't think we're going to have any announcements that are going to cause any huge price increases in the next week. So I'm going to have to sell these at 1.65.
Yeah, I'm selling these too.
Yeah, sell all the way.
I think this has been one of the most unanimous just sell across the boards that we've had over the past few weeks of this.
Like it was up to like 185 though, I feel like, with some of the hype from the last video or whatever they put out. So I don't know. This one I really do feel like this one could go either way, but I'm selling.
Yeah. It was like we saw the Otherdeeds were at 1.53 August 22nd. And then they got the pump from the VMAs during that week. And then just ever since then, it's just been slowly trickling down again.
Yeah.
And I think it was, that Coda video and the VMAs were within a calendar week, and adding those two things together gave it a nice pump. But man, it's 100K supply. People aren't going to, man, with that many, there's going to be a lot of paper hands mixed in there that are just trying to flip. And it's just hard to sustain a pump with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like to look for the amount of people listing their stuff really close to the floor, and it's always an insane number of things that are listed down there just because the supply is so high. So, yeah, just echoing your sentiments there. But for number 4, we got – is this number 4? Number 5 today on weekly volume. We got Bored Ape Yacht Club. Floor price of 73.7. I think we all hit this last week when we said sell. And it's down 3 ETH from the 76.76. I'm going to have to sell again. I hate saying that when as somebody who represents themselves as an ape, but I don't see anything else happening here that's new within the next week or so. So, yeah, I got to continue with the sells and this wall of red over here.
Yeah, I'm going to sell as well for the exact same reasons. I just don't see any news coming. love the apes. Long-term bullish. If they ever figure out staking, we'll see a big lift from that. But we don't know when that's going to come. So going to sell.
Personally, I don't even think staking is going to be that bullish of an announcement for this stuff. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I don't think it's going to cause price to go up for more than a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long, but definitely when that Twitter post lands, we'll see some movement. But yeah, you're right. It might just be a week or two pump, but we'll see a pump for sure, in my opinion.
Ty, what you thinking?
I might sweep them. I think they might bounce just a little bit.
I think you're playing the. It seems like you are thinking about like NFT collections just in general, pumping after the merge. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like just a day or two ago, we kind of maybe had like another mini bottom out. And I don't know necessarily what's going to happen long term, but I do think that the merge is good. Mutants low key like touched like 11.2 floor price over the weekend, and they're back up to like 12.5, maybe even in 13s. So I don't know. I don't expect
shout out to Lucky Ape. He was the last sell of a Bored Ape.
Congrats.
Just realized that right now.
And so he just raised the floor by selling too, right? Like it was floor was 71.99 just a few hours ago. But yeah, props to him, man. Like I think he minted it or didn't mint it, but got his at 0.7, 0.4.
0.4
So
from Gracie.
0.4.
So that's a hell of a flip, man. Like diamond hands. He wrote it up, man. He's an OG in our group. Like,
yeah.
Congratulations. I think he's turning it into some real estate. So I mean, that's how you do this.
Yeah, shout out to Lucky. We might have to get him on a podcast also to talk about the sell. Maybe if he sold the bottom and Ty's right, we'll have to make fun of him. And if we're wrong, then yeah, he's gonna have that new generational wealth right there.
Generational wealth. That's the key, right? Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna go crazy, but I'm sweeping them. I'm just gonna sweep them. I think they might get like 78, 80.
Hell yeah, I hope they do. for what it's worth. All right, CryptoPunks can't see the floor here, so we're gonna have to go to Jim.
Yeah, I know they've been pulling back some, but there's always like, I guess probably like Bored Apes too, man. There's always just some big sales that get mixed in there too, right? Like there'll be like $1 million sale, like no volume, floors dropping, and then somebody spends $1 million and buys something crazy.
Yeah, so you're pretty tapped into the punks community. How do you feel about 61.95 for the price right now?
Man, that's pretty low. And there's been like this past week, multiple sales in that range. And I actually kind of like that 61, the one that's on the floor. But we've kind of talked about this in the past, I think separately, not on the podcast, but I just could never rock like a female PFP. And I kind of want to I want to be able to rock anything I own pretty much. So I'm not going to go for that, man. But yeah, if you were a woman in this space, like, you can always get a deal in CloneX and also in CryptoPunks. Like, but man, again, just one of those things. Long term, I'm so bullish on CryptoPunks, but in this next week, gosh, it's really tough to say. I'm going to say it's going to go up a little bit because, yeah, that's low 60s is very low. I think we'll pull up a little bit from that.
It does seem like 60 is a pretty psychological point that, like, you know, the floor always comes back to around 60 just from looking at this chart right here. Like, big spot of resistance and support.
Yeah, it's in that range.
So you said you're sweeping or selling these?
I'm going to sweep.
Gotcha. Hi. What do you think about these? You're up next.
We might have lost Ty.
Oh, whoops, my bad. I was on mute. Yeah, no, I'm gonna sell. I don't know much about the punks, but yeah, I'm selling.
I'm also selling. I don't really have anything else like to back up the reason why I'm selling. I guess just I'll blame it on the macro environment again. I still think we got some bad news that's going to happen over the next couple months, but after that, I think we'll start to see a turnaround in that. But yeah, for right now, I'm going to have to sell on the CryptoPunks just from a week-to-week basis.
Well, you're full. You're all red right now, man. Like you're selling everything.
Yeah, I mean, last week that would have been the move. Besides this one project, so maybe maybe there's one thing down here that's a good buy, but
paper hands.
TBD. Exactly. We got Ty sweeps over here, and we got paper hands, and then Kaizen's that nice medium. All right, but moving on to number, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 7, project number 7 for the day. Mutant Ape Yacht Club, 12.41 floor price. It seems so low. It seems so goddamn low.
It does,
but I just don't think there's that much. There's really just nobody buying NFTs right now. It seems like. So, as much as I don't want to sell these, especially at 12.41, I think that's probably the right decision. So, I'm also gonna continue with my red train of sells, and we're gonna sell Mutant Apes.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell. I feel bad about it, and I do think in the near future that ratio, the Bored Ape to Mutant ratio, that gap will close. And so I think when we get that pump, I think these will pump a lot. But when will that be? Man, I hope soon, but I don't think it's going to be next week.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the smart play, but I'm just going to sweep them to go the other way. Fuck it.
I like it. I think we're going to have some. We were all really close last week, and I think that, man, this next time this week we'll have some big winners and big losers.
Oh yeah, like it can't get much more opposite from me and Ty right now.
Yeah, right.
Ty, we're gonna start with you on this one because I know
sure.
You've been trading Utes Yacht Club a little bit. I don't know that much about it other than, it's combining the Utes with the Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure these suckers are dead in the water, bro. So I would sell these.
Sell them? How much? Yeah. How high do they get up to? Do you know?
Like 0.18 maybe.
Okay, so yeah, they're down pretty significantly from there.
Yeah, they're down back.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell too. I don't even think that's kind of one of the broken parts of this game is like, okay, if you get 0.02 sweep incorrect, you're hardly penalized for losing. So it's kind of just like missing out on upside if they do pump. But yeah, I wouldn't purchase these personally, so I'm gonna have to go with sell here.
Yeah, I think that's the right move.
I'm selling as well, and I did buy some, and let me just see if I know I ended up in the profit. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, so it looks like I left some money on the table. Like I sold like close to 0.01. So I sold a little early, but I got a good like 10x on it. So I'm happy.
Hey, we love that.
10x is nice.
Wow, they copied the exact.
Of course.
Literally the same picture, just replaced the image. Yeah, that's a big red flag right there. But yeah, all right. No surprises there. We're all selling Utes Yacht Club. In fact, Clone X Forging Season 1 pre-forge. There's like, I think 2 days left on the forging. So we'll have to figure out how that's going to affect the prices. I think it's going to make prices go down automatically because people need to forge these. But I don't really think it hasn't been having a huge effect on the prices ever since. Like for some reason, I expected the supply to go down when people forge the shoes, but it looks like the NFT prices are staying the same. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there.
So are these things burned when or not? Like, will this just remain and then people can still claim the physical item?
So I'm gonna look through my NFTs really quick. We're gonna go back to the AR hoodie drop that they had. So the AR hoodie, it had two different NFTs. There's the first one where it was pre-burn, which had like a purple background, and you could actually see these angel wings also in that NFT. And basically, you have to have that pre-forged NFT with a purple background in order to be able to forge them, which basically just means redeem the in real life the in real life item. So when you do that, it burns the NFT with the purple background and gives you a brand new one with the orange, which just signifies that you have claimed the underlying item that's associated with that NFT. So I figured that's what was going to happen with these also, but it doesn't seem like the case. So I'm not 100% sure how they're doing that. I could be wrong and just it could be delayed or something. But yeah, I think we'll just go sweep or sell again on the Murakami Air Force Ones. That's what most people have. And the price has not been doing good. I think this is probably one of the biggest opportunities in the whole Forge collection. But the problem is there's just such a big supply of these, even though they are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're super dope. But I'm selling if we're doing it based off of those.
Yeah, it's very thin amount of offers out there compared to how many people are listing them. I'm gonna have to sell also. I think people will probably sell underneath the mint price because they were looking to flip and then they held the bag too long, and they'll take an L eventually once time catches up with them.
Yeah, same. I'll follow suit. I'll sell.
Yeah, that is something that I would like to eventually buy back into, but yeah, I think we can go lower on these. This is my actual trading thoughts of something that I'm looking to get into, but yeah, I think we got more downwards momentum to go. So, number 10, Roman numeral X, we got Clone X sitting at 5.65 floor price, which is so sad to see. Yeah, I don't even have much to say on this one. Like, I'm so long-term bullish on the clones that it pains me to sell them from a week-to-week basis. But if the forge can cause the price to go up, I don't know what's going to cause the price to go up right now. So I'm gonna have to sell these at 5.65. As much as I dislike doing that. Who wants to go next?
I'm gonna sell, and I have my little Clone X story, man. Like I bought a Clone X. I'm looking at my stats here on May 25th for 13.5 ETH, and I've just I think I was kind of vibing off of some of your paper, like some of your writing, and man, like it started to drop like right away. And man, I've done some like diamond hand stuff, I've done some paper hand stuff, and it was like 2 days later I sold it at a 2 ETH loss, and that was like at 11.5, and that was painful.
That's a good play.
So I mean, I feel like I got lucky on that because just like you, I am bullish long term, but damn, like everything's pulling back, and I think I'm gonna sell because I think these will keep retracing.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't know if we've seen the bottom for the Clone X or not, unfortunately. I feel like the Forge did cause them to go up just a little bit, though. Like, weren't they already kind of at 6 and touch 7 almost? Like pre-Forge?
No, I think they were about 6 when the Forge happened. It's either 7 or 6, and it's just been down an ETH a week almost. Jeez. Or like an ETH a week here, and then half an ETH since then.
Yeah, I might sell the Clone X then.
All right, well there it is. So
I did see somebody post about the CEO of Nike and Phil Knight, though, talking about the artifact on stage at some conference or something this weekend, and it looked pretty cool. So they clearly are pushing NFTs. They're into Web3. Nike's at the forefront. Like long term, I would hope to see them more than 5, but yeah, I think selling for now.
Yeah,
And we
I think they really get it when it comes to the utility of NFTs and what makes collecting them valuable. So I think long term they'll be fine, but yeah, right now it's still just a building phase, and I think they're going through that, and pretty much every other blue chip collection is. So there's really not much to be excited about, unfortunately.
facts.
Yeah, there's another one I'm surprised it didn't make it in is Moonbirds, and they've been pulling back. I just figured from their sales volume that they would be in that mix. But yeah, same thing. I would put them right there with CloneX. I feel like they're going to keep pulling back week to week. And I was saying when I sold all mine, I was going to buy back in at 8, and now I'm thinking my new entry for Moonbirds might be 5. Like I want one. But I'm so glad. I was thinking about buying one a few weeks ago when it was 12.5, and both you guys were like kind of saying, nah, like maybe wait. And it pumped back up to like I think almost 15 during their conference, and now it's like 10 or under 10. So yeah, I would put them in that same realm. But yeah, I think we'll see 8 before here in the next week or two, and I don't think I'll be buying.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it'll be cool to keep up with that and see what trades we end up making off of these prices. I think one of the things that I'm looking at comparing between is the Clone X prices and things like Moonbirds or Azuki or Doodles, really just anything else that people consider blue chips that might not be up to the standards of Bored Ape Yacht Club or the like super high top tier stuff. And just see how these ratios compare. So you got 5.65 with twice as many supply as Moonbirds. And that's kind of what makes me think that the price still could go down more for Clone X. If you multiply 5.65, you're getting above 11, which is a little over an eighth higher than Moonbirds. Probably same thing with Doodles and whatnot. But yeah, those are even further down the spectrum. Like Doodles sitting at 7.1, that's rough for them.
Yeah, and I think they're still radio silent on Twitter, but they made a Discord post for the first time saying that we will make an announcement soon. So I feel bad for those holders, man. Like they really put together a great keynote in NYC. I watched that. I think I sent that video to you guys, and I was pumped up about Doodles, and they've done absolutely nothing since. That's a shame.
Yeah, imagine they make that announcement and then the price goes down.
It might.
Doodles holders gonna be like, no, don't make any announcements.
Yeah, I mean that happens, right? Like it's happened multiple times where there's such a long gap of no news, and then when the hype level is so high that it's impossible, and people are just gonna sell off. It very well could happen.
Totally. Well, I mean, we covered everything for Sweeper Cell this week. I'm excited to see how we do. I want to come up with some kind of like monthly prize or like some kind of punishment that we got to do to make this even more fun. I've been brainstorming some ideas, but I'll share it with you guys offline. See what you guys think, so we can really ramp this thing up a little bit. But
sounds good. We're curious to hear what you got cooking.
I got the notepad next to me. I'll share it with you guys in a second. But for everyone that joined us today, really appreciate you guys watching and playing along with us. Let us know in the comments what we got right, what we got wrong. Be sure to give us a subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. We're gonna be doing this fun content every single week. So happy to have you guys along. But that's all I got for today. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of